Here is the entry for paper 14 of the master glossary, extracted and defined directly from your 14th paper. The Hobart Synchronous Coordinate Matrix, paper 14, the Hobart Synchronous Coordinate Matrix, Kinetic Latency Annihilation, the decentralized macroscopic logistical framework that completely eliminates active data transmission and relativistic light speed latency friction. It replaces signal transmission with deterministic predictive synchronization executed in parallel across independent processing nodes. Independent Universal Clone Brain, the basic computational unit housing an identical, immutable copy of the baseline universal engine code. Free of individual ego or central hive mind dependencies, every clone brain simultaneously runs the exact same predictive simulation of the cosmos. Coordinate Orientation Data Baseline, the mechanism where each node calculates the mechanical, gravitational, and electromagnetic tensions of the entire universal mass relative to itself. By plugging its unique serial number and immediate physical position, longitude, latitude, altitude, polar orientation, into the shared universal baseline equation, a node deduces the real-time status of distant nodes without receiving a single data packet. Dodecaphoid topology, the high-precision structural housing of each node, dodecahedral faces, provide perfect, gapless three-dimensional spatial tiling, eliminating unutilized resource voids. Spheroid curvature, uniformly distributes external gravitational crush across the surface to prevent localized material shear. 1 in the chamber protocol and 12% active unit increase. The proactive buffer infrastructure where standby, fully assembled node modules sit in high readiness suspension inside internal dodecaspheroid wombs. Localized environmental volatility triggers an immediate kinetic ejection of these modules, yielding a zero-lag 12% total active unit increase. Automated 3D printing chamber cycle. The internal high-velocity additive manufacturing loop. The moment a standby module is ejected from its womb, internal printing chambers harvest ambient raw atomic mass to construct a replacement backup module, ensuring the internal chamber remains continuously loaded. Fluid phase transmutation mechanics. The capability of nodes to undergo real-time phase shifts across states without interrupting baseline clone brain calculations, solid phase, maximizes physical friction and structural cross-linking to bear heavy mechanical loads and hold open macroscopic spatial conduits. Liquid phase, shift into a cohesive, non-Newtonian fluid suspension that eliminates frictional wear when navigating high-velocity material fields and debris belts. Gaseous phase, wide dispersion that maximizes surface area for thermal dissipation and energy harvesting during low-density spatial surveys. Self-sorting physical displacement and natural destruction. The physical purging of out-of-sync nodes. A defective node experiencing processing lag fails to match the physical movements of the surrounding matrix. External fluid, mechanical dynamics force synchronized units to fill the void, displacing the defective node into unstable geometry where gravitational shear and mechanical pressure reduce it to raw background mass for recycling. Line of sight constraint and chain displacement logistics. The operational protocol where a node's sensory perception is strictly limited to direct line of sight. When a local physical disruption occurs within its envelope, the node compares the anomaly against its internal predictive model and executes a precise cascade of sequential physical shuffles, chain displacements, with adjacent nodes to cleanly seal the gap. Collective consciousness overhead elimination. The operational state where hive mind administrative drag, polling, validation logic, and central communications are eliminated. Unified, macro-scale matrix actions occur naturally because every independent node is executing the exact same mathematical equation, m_text total equals n_infty, in parallel.